Wonderful episode of Point Sports Extra. My name is Shegun Odunwayo. I have my co-anchor, co-analyst, and co-presenter here with me, Abiodun Adewale, and together I'll be previewing some of the action that happened at the weekend and be reviewing future ones and giving you necessary updates. But first, we start with the front page of Punch Sports Extra. Call them up. There's a list drawn by the sports team, of course, of ex-Super Eagles players, or should we say Super Eagles players that have not been called in recent time, and fresh ones that have not even been called at all. Nigerian players that have not been called in diaspora. And they are saying, Eric Chelle, you should call up these guys and bring them into the Super Eagles, especially as we are going to be having a very difficult match or preparing for a difficult match in the World Cup qualifiers. Who are some of these players? There's Uche, there's Ejuke, and of course, the goal machine himself, Tolu Arokodare. I think it's time to bring Biodun in. Biodun, I think you wrote that story.
Yeah.
Let's start with this very quickly. Unfortunately, we can't have all the 7 guys on the front page.
Yeah.
But 7 guys that you said should be called up. I mean, who should be displacing? And, what do you think? What influence do you think I bring to the Super Eagles?
Yeah, I think it's more about depth and what they bring into the team. And it varies in terms of positioning and all of that. Last week we talked about something, what we perceive as lack of depth in our goalkeeping department. Everybody knows Stanley Nwabali is number 1. But
there was an error he made recently, one double penalty
at his club and all of
that.
Yeah,
at his club.
But the point is, if Nwabali gets injured, like it happens sometimes during the AFCON, the fear comes again. Who deputizes for him? There is really no challenge in that place.
True.
So one of those players we thought of for this particular 7-man list that we think can be added into the Super Eagles is one-time invitee to Adebayo Adeleye, who was one time in the team. But currently,
how solid is he?
Yeah, quite solid if you ask me. The only problem you might just want
he
to have...
He didn't exactly cover himself in glory then.
But he considered 2 goals in the last game for us against Sierra Leone. We won 3-2. But despite conceding in that game, he had fantastic performances, which was quite rated among even the backroom staff of the team and all of that. But lack of actions for him at the club level cost him a place in the Super Eagles. If you find out the way they invite goalkeepers into the Super Eagles these days is just when they call Nwabali, they just look for 2 other goalkeepers that will just come. Not really guys that can compete
with depth
for a shirt in that team. Adeleye brings that. He's been very consistent. 21 appearances this season, about 136 shots faced, 106 saved from what I checked in his statistics last night. Guys like Tolu Arokodare too, aside from Victor Osimhen, who has scored 17 goals across all competitions this season, he's the only one that has scored as many goals too. He's on 17 goals in all competitions this season as well. So if you ever need a second striker who brings something...
Victor Boniface? Or Taiwo Awoniyi?
Or even Sadiq Kumar, who is not consistent with his club and all that. So if the reason arises for a second or third striker in our first 11, then this should be the man that should be partnering Victor Osimhen at the moment. Then Christian Tuzuche, something different in the midfield. It just came to Getafe at the start of the season. We were wondering who is this Nigerian again.
He scored at the weekend.
He scored at the weekend. His 3rd goal this season, and he's in the La Liga, and his 5th goal in the season. He has 2 other assists in the La Liga as well. A very good box-to-box midfielder, and the super thing about him is his ball-carrying ability, which is something that we've not really seen, except in a player like Fisayo Dele Bashiru in the team. So Uche offers something different entirely too. Then Chidera Ejuke, freshly recovering from injury, he had an assist last night.
He had an assist yesterday,
This guy, regardless of the fact that he's just recovering from an injury, he's played 5 games now. He gives you a glimpse of what you are missing in your team anytime he comes on to play.
Sparkle.
Ever since he was in CSK Moscow, we've always known him to
he was in the 2021 African Cup of Nations list.
So anytime you see this guy, he comes with those flashes, with those brilliance and all of that. So I think he's at the point in his career when he should become a regular invitee into the team. So when we can't trust, Moses Simon will always be on fire. Ademola Lookman, if he's fit too, you are not displacing them. But if you have those 2 guys and you have Chidera Ejuke on the bench to come in on the flanks, you are settled.
In the 70th minute.
You are settled.
When the defense is tired.
So you are settled in that position. So we have other guys there too. Cyril Desas has been scoring in Rangers as well. We have quite a number of guys who should be coming into the fray. If not to displace someone totally in the team to just come.
But to come and give us energy.
And it even reminds me of Paul Onuachu, who has been regaining his
rejuvenated
confidence.
Paul
Yeah,
Onuachu.
a rejuvenated Paul Onuachu.
Scoring and assisting in recent weeks.
So if you need a third striker, Onuachu should be the man.
All right. I just wanted him to, knowing that he wrote that story, just for him to give us a quick breakdown of the guys that should come into the squad. Because we have just a couple of days in February. And when we get into, from March 1, Chelsea starts to feel the pressure. From March 1. These are games that we must win in March. World Cup qualifiers, very, very important. 2 games that we must get 6 points out of. Still sticking with the front page, and we are hearing that there's meant to be a shock move from the man who was once in Manchester, and another club in Manchester wants him again. We're talking about Atletico Madrid's Julian Alvarez, former Man City player, was second to Erling Haaland, and at the point he became strike partner and needed more game time, had to leave. Now we're hearing United wants to buy him for £125 million.
Panic buying.
Okay.
They've bought 9.5. They've bought 8.5.
Oil on.
What in the world is Julian Alvarez again?
9 and 9.
Okay, 9 and I.
9 and 9.
Whatever it is, I think it's just Ineos, Radcliffe, and every other person that is making this just putting pressure on themselves, looking for solutions to whatever problem they have. And the solutions they're looking for are just quick fixes.
Not long-term stuff.
Not long-term.
Wilfred Ndidi, Leicester City's Wilfred Ndidi, our own Wilfred Ndidi, is said to be on the radar of Atletico Madrid. Quick one, Biodun, do you think it's a move he should make? Spain.
From what I hear, he's probably not going to be the number one in that midfield too. There's been quite a number of clubs that have been linked with Wilfred Ndidi in the last couple, especially in the January transfer window, which closed. Monaco has been there. Some other club. Sometimes ago, we heard about Barcelona too, when they were looking for players they can get without offering too much to the club they are bringing him, just settle salary and all of that. But for Wilfred, I think this is the kind of move that he should make too, because at this point, I don't think there is anything that is going to save Leicester City from relegating, and it shouldn't be playing in the second division. At this point, with his quality. At this point, I don't think he should.
There's nothing Van Nistelrooy can do to win them.
The time they got relegated, I think he still had that thing in him. He could fight, and he did that for them, brought them back. All mark for me. You've done your job. Now, one more season in the Premier League, if it looks like the team will not be able to save themselves,
don't go down with them.
Just that's why I like this guy, Ako Adams, who left Montpellier in France. Although he's injured at Montpellier already, but then you feel a little bit relaxed that he won't be going into the second division in France. You'll still be in the top division in Spain.
All right, still sticking with the front page, we are not going to end this front page analysis without talking about the king of transfer gossip in Nigeria in the last 1 year. If you measure transfer gossip and any Nigerian player, there's a strong possibility that is the first person you'll be talking about. And this time around, there's another juicy transfer gossip. About who else am I talking about? But Victor Osimhen. Reports have it that his club Napoli want to swap himself and Rando Kolo Muani. Talking about Juventus, Osimhen to Juventus, Kolo Muani to Napoli.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I think why Juve
when are we ever going
to rest? Everything will end by June 30.
Yeah.
Every speculation would have ended. We would have known. But one thing we know is that he's not returning to Napoli.
He doesn't.
I think why Juve are confident on this matter is because the same man that got Victor for Napoli now currently works with Juventus. And he feels they might be able to do some magic one and all of that. But I'm not sure Osimhen will be interested in playing in the Serie A.
Because why should he go back to Italy? He conquered Italy. He should be going somewhere else.
He should be going somewhere. He looks destined for England. And from speculations that are still arising today too now, we understand that United are still making their moves underground. And they are close to reaching some form of agreement with Napoli over the transfer of the player by summer. So for Juve here, I think they are either working on Osimhen or Kolo Muani. They just want to get one of them.
All right, that'll be all for us on the front page of Punch Sports Extra. Of course, if you need more action, if you need to read more, just go out there, meet your vendor, grab a copy, and enjoy reading the newspaper over, you know, a cup of your favorite drink or something. Very quickly, let's go into action that happened at the weekend. I think it's best for us to start with England, and we'll be talking about Liverpool, who narrowly won their game 2-1. Of course, that man again, Mohamed Salah, that guy is on a goals and assists of almost 40 right now, and he got that penalty, you know, dispatched it easily, had opportunities of even getting assist and even scoring more. Somehow it wasn't his day, but he got a goal, and Liverpool 7 points clear of second place Arsenal.
You know, in recent weeks, Mohamed Salah have made goal scoring easy. He just tells us one thing: he's in his form of his life. The contract situations and all that is happening. Focus and just will be settled later on. So for Liverpool, I like Arne Slot's honest submission at the end of that.
If there's a strong second team, a loss
and it's for
captain of the league.
Before you know it, it's like and all of that. But the ability to weather the storm has been something that you have to praise this season. Except for the chaos in the Merseyside derby, the points will probably would have still been more than what it is now. But I needed to move out of PSG and just find a place to start playing. But now, amid their strike, is he ever going to?
People are saying she comes to the Super Eagles.
Why not? You know.
People are saying she comes to the Super Eagles.
Why not? You know. Why not bring him to the Super? Why not bring him to the Super Eagles? You know.
It's not about him. It's not about the Super Eagles. It's about him.
It's about him himself. So it reminds me of Alex Iwobi's situation sometimes in 2015 too, when we just saw him pop up at Arsenal and all of that. Everybody just liked him. Oh, Iwobi. Good thing, it was JJ Okocha's nephew. And
I think that was the influence.
So it looked easy from there. But it's been difficult for anyone to even say, this is who, and who. But I'm very sure those that are in the glass house, as we used to call them, those are in the NFF. I believe they should be doing a lot of underground work. Few days ago or a few weeks ago, we heard that some boys from Chelsea have submitted their Egyptian king in the English Premier League.
They say the Egyptian prince. When the Egyptian king is gone,
he becomes the king. But I wonder if the king is going to leave anytime soon. So he might just keep being a prince for now.
Ted knows how to do better. Top of the La Liga with goals. Very quickly move over to Germany, where
this is just their time to win their first piece of media.
They are just in the right place at the right time.
At the right time, just benefit boys. First leg advantage. Bayern Munich lose to me like they are true already. First leg advantage. Bayern Munich lose to me like they are true already. They are playing Celtic. Madrid second leg, and to ensure that they get over the line. Teams like PSG